Hello, my name is Naomi Eisenberg. I am a senior psychology student and I am a Cumberbatch kid. Since we will be spending the rest of the quarter together, there are a few things you should know about me so that we can work well together. To start off, I'm an advocator, a visual learner, but I'm not type A. I have a high emotional intelligence quotient, a moderate internal locus of control, and adaptive levels of the big 5 personality traits. So basically this means that I handle stress well and I will work hard as a team member for the benefit of the whole team. One important fact about myself is that I am an INFJ personality type. This is less than 1% of the population, and some of the characteristics of an INFJ is that we may seem idealistic in our ideas and thoughts, but we are actually very practical thinkers. Being an INFJ, there are weaknesses, and so one of those weaknesses is that I am prone to get reserved while I am deep in thought or I'm with conflicting decisions. I will kind of revert to inside myself, be my own world, space out, but please do not misunderstand this for irritation towards anyone or disengagement. It's just me collecting my thoughts and trying to figure out what I want to do. I snap out of it pretty quickly and I have better clarity after that kind of episode. So another thing you should know about me is that I had a scarring experience recently when I was in a group project. And this has led me to be more sensitive towards good communication styles and individual contributions to the teamwork. Due to the sensitivity, I may seem like a type A person, but I'm actually not a type A person. I'm just eager to get through the conflict. According to my Big 5 personality traits and my EQ quotient, I actually handle stressful situations calmly, which is a strength in my opinion. And so to be frustrated or irritated during this quarter, I don't see that being a possibility. It's a very rare occurrence for me to get that sensitive. One more important thing you should know about me is that I tend to be a leader or the worker bee, sometimes both when working in a team. This tends to be because I have high standards for myself. And then when I'm in a team, those high standards transfer over to my work in a team and also the outcome of the whole team work in general. And although I tend to be a leader, I enjoy working in a team where everyone can play the role. Therefore, my ideal team of dynamic consists of members who are all self-starters and are committed to producing high-quality work. Along with being team-oriented or being a leader, I tend to seem extroverted, but I'm actually introverted, which is very characteristic of the INFJ personality type. I've had a lot of comments before from friends and classmates saying, "Oh, I thought you were an extrovert." But no, I'm really not. I enjoy my alone time, and I think I work a lot better when I am by myself. And so for being a leader, it gets hard when other members are not motivated to do their parts. This happened previously in the last time I was in a group project. And so I don't expect this to happen anytime soon. I don't expect this to happen this quarter. And yeah, so my goals for this quarter are to be more outspoken in my opinions and not fall into agreeableness, so no groupthink and stuff like that. I want to be able to discuss my thoughts with my group members. And yeah, I expect good things from this quarter. I look forward to working with the Cumberbatch kids, and yeah, I'm excited to see the outcomes of our hard work at the end of this quarter.
Hi, my name is Michael McCaffrey. I'm a junior studying business at this wonderful school. So here's some tips for how to make sure I serve our group well. We're working together as a team. I'm an ENFJ, that's according to the Myers-Briggs typology and the human metrics thing. I think some of the things that kind of are trouble with that sort of way of being are being an extrovert. Sometimes I have some trouble with dominating conversations with my own ideas and not leaving enough space for introverts in the room to say what they want to say and share. One of the best ways I've seen for addressing this problem is just practicing mindfulness, making sure that I'm taking at least 30 seconds before I respond to the question that's posed, and just making sure that I'm asking questions more than I'm responding. Yeah, for the ocean test, I was told that I'm having some trouble with dealing with emotionally charged situations, as far as getting anxious, a little bit sort of like that, getting drawn in. I think the biggest thing with that is just I love being supported, and that to me little things like just asking how I'm doing, and just doing that for other people feels good too. Just like, even though it seems like a small thing, it's meaningful in the long run, I think. And for the locus of control test we took, apparently I've got a moderate level locus of control, which means I've got a pretty common or like a reasonable belief in like the control over my own reality, and the control over my responses to problems like conflict, things like that. I suppose like within that, some problems that could come along with having just an average locus of control is that I might be susceptible to blaming other people outside of myself for my own mistakes. But since it's something that I'm aware of and I'm actually working against, yeah, I think I'll be okay with that and probably not too much of a problem. But within that, just, if someone hears me being negative Nelly, I'm saying, hey, like I'm blaming a bunch of stuff outside of myself for problems, just like, keep me grounded. Let me know that, like in person, like I'm like one-on-one after a meeting, that being negative, it's very valuable. Helps me be more effective as a team member. The type A personality test thing we took told me that most of my interactions were likely to be characterized by warmth and tolerance, but they're sometimes tinged with impatience and things like that. I think the biggest part of that, again, is just mindfulness. But if I am, like I said, coming in with a bad attitude, trying to push people past what's reasonable or just being rude, seriously, one-on-one feedback is great for me. I respond well to that, especially if it's just outside of the meeting. It comes from a place of love. Like it works really well. It helps me stay focused. Learning styles. I'm apparently now an auditory/visual learner, which I didn't know was even a thing. I guess it sort of means that I'm easily distracted, which is totally true. Just in my own life, like I'm easily distracted by like random thoughts, or like if we're in a meeting in a room, I'm easily distracted by things going on. The best way to keep me focused is to keep me engaged with just asking questions. Like for example, if we're working on something, you see me like dazing off into the distance, thinking different thoughts. Just great. Just ask a question like, "What do you think about this idea?" Or "What do you think about what this other group member said during the meeting?" And we'll be right back. The emotional intelligence test, that was great. It told me that I'm good for middle of the road sort of thing, as far as emotional intelligence goes. I have a lot to learn, a lot of room to grow as far as that goes, like just being able to tell when people are upset and like be more intuitive with my interactions with other folks. Well, knowing that I have a lot of room to grow helps me now, just like knowing that I need to be more thoughtful in the way I talk to people, the way of listening. Practicing active listening is a big thing for me now. I think overall, I'm a pretty competent learner and team member. I do my best work when I'm working with others who are dedicated to the work they're doing, and then when we share like similar goals or like the same overarching goals and like are focused on those. And yeah, like two of the biggest goals I have for this quarter and just for this class in general are to become more proactive and become a better active listener. Like I said, with being an extrovert, sometimes I push people out of conversations. But yeah, I'm just focusing on that. Recognize that I have control over my environment, the way I respond to people, and that I have responsibility to respond in ways that are appropriate. I'm excited to be participating in this.
Hello, Cumberbatch kids. I'm Anthony. I'm one of you. I am a ESTP, which is an expert sensing, thinking, perceiving person. That means that like I'm very outgoing. I like people, so I like always being with people. So being a group project, if we do stuff together, that's awesome because I'm with people. I have great communication skills, so when we present, that would be amazingly awesome because I'll be able to communicate with the team and the class and all of that. I am sadly pretty impatient though. I'm used to going by my speed, so if I ever like go without you, do not ever take offense by that. I just kind of just get in the zone and do my own thing at times. And I am not very sensitive towards people because I think more than I feel. So if I ever am kind of mean, it's not in a mean way, it's just in a kind of not thinking way. So for the one things, I'm 0 percentile for openness, so I'm not creative whatsoever. I have pretty narrow interests, and I prefer traditional experiences. I'm 69 percentile for conscientiousness, which means I am well organized and I am reliable, which is awesome. I'm 93 percentile for extroversion, which means I am sociable, energetic, and fun-loving. 83 percentile for agreeableness, so I am forgiving and I'm good-natured and well to get along with. And 43 percentile for neuroticism, which means I'm not really nervous, nor am I ever really calm. I'm kind of in between. Sometimes I'm nervous, sometimes I'm calm, but I'm kind of just keep it low-key as possible. So I am moderately internal, which means I am hardworking. I strive for achievement. I want to get stuff done and do it right, do it the best way possible. I am 38 for impatient irritability, which is actually really bad and horrible for relationships. If I'm ever stressed out or frustrated, I usually get worse and worse, and then all of a sudden freak out and kind of flick a switch on someone. So if I ever do that to you, I am very sorry. But I'm trying to keep it calm and relaxed, but with sometimes stressful situations just get the best of me, and it's horrible. I am tactical learner, so I learn with my hands, and I'm good at that. And I'm high emotional intelligence, so I can understand emotion. I'm able to focus on the positive. I'm self-motivated. And yeah, so for group projects, I usually am not the leader. I usually kind of just sit back and watch everything happen and just try to make everyone happy. I don't really care as much of what I do because all is work. So if someone gives me a project, I'm going to do it and do it the best I can and just have everyone else do his thing. I wish I was a leader. That's one of my goals, is to actually become a leader and lead, but I mean, you do what you can do. And yeah, thank you.
Hi, my name is Rachel Kunquist. I'm part of the Cumberbatch Kids team, and this is my MENA team and user's manual video section here. So I just decided to pick 3 things out of what I had written, just because I kind of wrote a lot about my personal personality test that I took. So the top three things that you should know about me is that, 1, I'm kind of an ambivert, but I tend to identify more with the introvert side, simply because I do need that quiet time to kind of just process things and be able to take in what I've done over the day. I actually scored exactly 50% when it comes to the INFJ personality type with the introversion. So by the numbers, I'm an ambivert. But this has actually changed over time, as I found out. I've taken the test before, and used to be much higher on the introvert scale, as you can probably tell while I'm speaking here. Anyway, so a tip with that is just to let me process, but don't be afraid to ask me what I think if we're in a group setting where ideas are flowing and we're trying to have a conversation. Just don't be afraid to ask me what I think. It might just take me a second to answer. The second thing that I think you should know about me is that I am very much a visual learner. I like to take notes, I like to have diagrams, I like to see what's happening, not just hear it, to be able to let that just stick in my mind. So a lot of times I'll ask for examples, or if there's a concept that I don't quite understand, I might ask you to draw it out for me, or even just, if it's not a picture, just showing me how things relate on a piece of paper. It helps a lot. So that could be something that could come up. And then typically that also means that I need an extra second to just write something down, so that I personally won't forget it. And then the third thing I was going to talk about was also that I have a moderately internal locus of control, which means I'm pretty good at self-motivating. I'm good at keeping myself organized and task-oriented. It also means that I can tend to take on a little bit of extra work if I, without thinking, sorry, I'm looking at my notes, but like I said, visual learner. Take extra work on without thinking about it if people wanted me to do it or not, if they wanted to take that on themselves. I don't always keep that in account. I'll take that on myself. So a tip with that is just to be positive,
about, what did I write here? Jeez. Yeah, because I tend to put a larger emphasis on achievement itself than I do on the process of getting there, which is why I take on more work, because I feel like I get more done. So just being positive along that way. And then lastly, I just wanted to share my main goal for this group project was just to be able to really trust my teammates to do their part. I have also not had the greatest experiences with group projects. Had a lot of people that just kind of put off what they need to do until the last minute, and that means that's why I've kind of started that habit of picking up more work than I need to, because I've had to. And so just trying to learn to trust people to be able to do their part. And I know these teammates are great, and they'll be very willing to do what they need to do. And I'm excited to work with them.
Hi, this is William. I'm one of the Cumberbatch kids. I get some reflections and comments from the test that I've taken. So it said I have slightly above the average EQ. I'm likely sensitive to the emotional climates of the people around me when they are under pressure. So I am aware that my behavior will affect the other people. I am a close-minded, disorganized, introverted, disagreeable, and nervous person in my life. My interaction with others will generally characterized by warmth and tolerance. There are also sometimes impatience or might be hostility. When I am stressed or frustrated, I can lash out on some other people or end up spewing anger or frustration. So I prefer engaging in activities that will improve my situation. I will work hard to develop my knowledge, my skill, and abilities. So I am auditory and visual learner, so I prefer to learn in different aspects. About those comments, I think most of them are really accurate to me. Like, I'm an emotional person, really sometimes disorganized, introverted, and really easy to get nervous. But there are something that I disagree about. Also, I'm a disagreeable person. Although I'm a nervous person, but I never lash out or end up in angers. It is really hard for me to get angry sometimes. So my personal strength is I am sensitive to the emotional climate of other people around me. I am a self-aware person. Warmth and tolerance to others. My weakness is I am really easy to get nervous, like right now. Sometimes impatience, but not hostility. Close-minded and a little bit disorganized. So I'm more like a follower in the team. I'm aware that I might be not a good leader, so I prefer to contribute on the other aspects. I can also be a work bee. I am willing to help others in my team. Also, I'm an introverted person, so I will try my best to communicate with my team about my feelings and thoughts. If they need help, I will try my best to help them, and if there are any conflicts in our team, I will do my best to settle it down instead of pick a side and watch it getting worse. So there are two goals I made for myself. The first one is become more, and the second one is try not to get nervous that easily. So I think these 2 points is pretty important to me. Yeah, that's pretty much everything.